What's going on, everyone? My name is Sam, and today I'm going to be going over the kinematic sequence in golf. I'm going to be telling you why this is important for us, and I'm going to give you an example or show you where that starts and where that begins in our golf swing. Okay? Alrighty, let's jump in. So, to understand the kinematic sequence, we need to know what exactly kinematics are. Kinematics, in a nutshell, is energy transfer. But it's not just that, it's a sequential energy transfer or an order of how energy is transferred. Kinetics itself is like the transfer from the ground into the body and then out of the body. Okay. Um, with golf, that's going to be from like our big muscles into our smaller muscles. So, so where does that begin, right? And why is that important in golf? Why do things need to be in a specific order? Um, that kinematic sequence will give us the desired power and speed that we need to get those ball flights that we're looking for. Okay, so the kinematic sequence in golf, where does that begin? Okay? It begins in our transition, okay, or in the top of the backswing, okay, back here. Okay? And how does that transition work, or what does it even do? Like, where is kinematic sequence noticeable in golf? Well, it's going to be here again when we started, and it starts with like the forces here from our big muscles in that turn, right? It's rotation, it's a degree turn. The big muscles starting from the hips or the pelvic region, and as we move from the torso into the arms, and then lastly into the club, right into the club. Okay. Again, that is important because this is going to be how we generate the right power, right, in order to properly hit the ball and to get that ball flight and that distance and the speed that we are looking for or that we want for our golf swing. Okay. Again, one more time, the big takeaway is the word sequence. Okay, the sequential order of how things should take place in your golf swing. Okay, so we're going to go over it again, and I'm going to go over it by the positions of the swing. Okay, again, it's in the transition, right? So what is the transition, Coach Sam? Well, let's say we're in our swing and we're setting up, okay, and we're here. We have a 6-iron, right? It's going to start when we're up at the top of our backswing, right? We're usually around position 4, okay? So this is where we're going to be at. Excuse me. Now, if we notice, right, our hips and everything is loaded. It's ready to go, right, for that turn or for that rotation, okay? So the first motion in the kinetic sequence is going to be that hip turn, okay? As you can see, right, that hip turn. That's number 1, the hip turn. And that's going to bring us into position 5, right, which we come down more. And in position 5, we see the torso turning, right? That's our next order of things. That torso is going to rotate, right? And it's going to slowly start transferring all this power, right, into our body, up out of our body and into the club. Position 6, right, was we're coming down. We're here. Now what's next is the arms, right? So again, from bigger muscles to smaller muscles, right? From the arms and into the hands. So here in position 6, right? Our arms are being activated and our body's starting to move forward more, okay? And then position 7 is where that is right here, right at impact, right? In the kinematic sequence, this is where that energy transfer really explodes, okay? That is where we're going to notice, right? All of that force here, starting from big to small, is going to actually have that explosion of force. Like it's going to be a very big explosion there at the end. But it starts from a very small turn, as long as everything is in line, small movements into one big movement. Okay? All right. I hope that helps, right? If we go over it again, one more time, the kinematic sequence, okay? Sequence or the order of how things work and how the body moves is super important. The sequence, okay? Starting from the ground or however you start, but really from big muscles, that's the takeaway too. From the big muscles here in the transition, okay, to the little muscles and finally into the golf club. All right, I hope that helps you, everybody. All right, thank you so much.